During the festival of Navaratri, we celebrate 9 different forms of the goddess Durga. But what if I told you these aren't 9 separate goddesses at all? What if they're actually 9 chapters in a single epic story? A story of transformation, of power, and ultimately of self-realization. Let's dive into the chapters of this incredible journey and follow the evolution of Shakti step by step.
We all know the celebrations, right? But do we really know the story that connects it all? It's a hero's journey, one that unfolds over these 9 nights. It shows the evolution of divine feminine power, from a determined young woman into the very source of cosmic perfection.
So our journey is going to follow her story through 6 key stages. We'll start with her descent, then move through her path of self-discovery, and watch the rise of the protector. After that, we'll see her embrace motherhood and supreme power, fight her greatest battle to victory, and finally reach the absolute peak of perfection. Let's start with chapter 1.
Okay, so our story begins not with a warrior, but with a princess, born high in the mountains. This is the first chapter, her rebirth, where a divine purpose that she doesn't even understand yet begins to stir deep inside her.
So let's meet Shaila Putri. Now, after her previous life as Sati ended in fire, she's reborn as Parvati, the daughter of Himavan, the king of the Himalayas. And even though she has zero memory of her past life, there's this unexplainable, powerful pull drawing her towards the ascetic god Shiva. And this calling, well, it sets her on a path of intense spiritual discipline.
And this is where we get a real glimpse into her true mission. You see, the great sages, the Saptarishis, they come to test her. They question Shiva's worthiness, and her response, it reveals everything. It shows that her spiritual journey wasn't just about winning a husband, it was about discovering her own unwavering truth and purpose.
So, Shaila Putri really represents the beginning of the quest. Her story is all about rebirth, about answering that innate calling we all feel sometimes, and, most importantly, about understanding that the greatest journeys are often the ones that lead us inward. Now, after she marries Shiva, you might think her journey is complete, happily ever after, right? But actually, it's just entered a new and way more profound stage, the path of intense self-discovery. She now becomes Brahmacharini, the ascetic. She gives up all comforts and starts a spiritual discipline so intense it literally shakes the heavens. But why? I mean, she already won Shiva. What more could she be looking for? And her own words give us the answer. Her mission has changed. It's no longer about attaining Shiva, the person. It's about attaining Brahm, the ultimate cosmic truth. She's seeking a union not just with him, but with the very fabric of existence itself. And this reveals such a powerful idea, doesn't it? A brahmacharini isn't just an unmarried woman. She is anyone dedicated to finding that ultimate truth. Through Parvati, we see that the spiritual journey doesn't just stop with worldly achievements, it deepens. All of this intense inner work has forged an incredible, unimaginable power. But that power was never meant to stay hidden. Now the suffering of the world calls it into action, and she transforms from a peaceful ascetic into a divine protector. In this moment, Brahmacharini's serene, meditative energy crystallizes into the form of Chandraghanta, the cosmic warrior. Her name itself tells you everything you need to know. Chandra for the moon, and Ganta for the bell. The energy she cultivated is now turned outward. A beautiful crescent moon appears on her forehead, symbolizing her calm, but the sound of her bell strikes absolute terror into the hearts of demons. She is ready for battle, proving that true power is the ability to be both peaceful and fierce when you need to be. So she's established herself as a protector. Now her journey expands even further. She's about to embrace the cosmic duties of creation, motherhood, and becoming the ultimate weapon against an evil that the gods themselves could not defeat. This next phase is huge, and it unfolds in 3 magnificent forms. First, as Kushmanda, her power just goes universal. It's said that her smile, just her smile alone, brought the entire cosmos into being. Then, her power becomes nurturing. As Skandamata, she becomes the mother of the great warrior Kartikeya, training the future commander of the gods. And finally, her power becomes a weapon of last resort. When the invincible buffalo demon, Mayashura, threatened all of existence, she was reborn as Katyani from the combined fury of all the gods to do what they couldn't. Creator, mother, slayer. Her evolution is really picking up speed.
But believe it or not, the greatest challenge is still on the horizon. A new evil arises, one so powerful and so malevolent that it's going to require the goddess to unleash her most terrifying, her most primal, and her most untamed form to restore balance to the cosmos.
To face this ultimate darkness, she has to become darkness itself. She is Kalaratri, the Night of Time, the pure embodiment of righteous fury. Her skin is as black as a starless night, her hair is wild and untamed, her very breath is fire. This is the form that even time itself fears.
So the battle unfolds in stages. First, she just completely annihilates the demon generals, Chanda and Munda, which earns her the name Chamunda. Then, when the entire demon army attacks at once, she manifests aspects of herself, the Matrikas, to fight with her. But in a final, incredible display of her supreme power, she absorbs all of them back into herself and single-handedly destroys the demon kings. A total, undeniable victory.
So the Great War is won. But what happens to all of that rage, to all of that fury? Well, the journey isn't over. The final act is one of purification and transformation, where the goddess reaches the absolute peak of her evolution. After all that destruction, there is silence. The warrior stands alone, her skin dark from the soot of battle, her body carrying the weight of the war she has just won. The fury has served its purpose. And then comes the release. She bathes in the holy river Ganges, and as the water washes away the grime of battle, her dark form is transformed into one of radiant, pure, white light. Power has found its peace. This gives us her final two forms. First, Mahagari, the Great White One. She symbolizes that profound peace that can only come after you've survived the storm. And from that state of pure peace emerges her ninth and ultimate form, Siddhyadatri, the perfection of all being, the one who grants all mystic powers and ultimate knowledge. And to really understand Siddhyatri's power, get this, even Lord Shiva himself went to her to achieve perfection. When she gave him her wisdom, they merged into a single being, Ardhanarishwara, half man, half woman. Her journey ends in a power so complete that it literally defines ultimate reality itself. You see, this epic 9-stage journey isn't just some ancient myth. It's a metaphor for our own lives. The demons she fought, the ego of Mahishasur, the endless desires of Raktabija, these are the battles we all face. So the question is, which of these forms do you need to awaken? And who is the demon you need to conquer with